All right, YouTube, this is Christopher Bruno with the Daily Metals Market Report. Today is May 20th, 2024. It is about a quarter to 3 p.m. Central. Moving forward, this will be a live stream at 4 p.m. sharp Central. This is not a live stream today, as I'm still waiting for YouTube permissions to be able to actually do that live stream. And as I am new to the YouTube game, I'm getting used to how all this works, so I appreciate your patience with me. If anybody happens to watch this, I'd really appreciate you taking the time to click on the play button. If you happen to like anything that you see or hear as we go through the daily metals market report, please hit subscribe and maybe check in for another daily metal market report moving forward. Today we have gold up 1450, about 0.5%. Silver continues to surge forward, up 47%, up another 1.5%. It was up as high, I saw at one point, I think it was in after hours, as high as 32.51. Pulled back a little to 32.04, trying to find a floor. Platinum at $1,059. Platinum and palladium have reached parity. They are basically the same price, although platinum has a much smaller spread between its bid and its ask, which is kind of interesting. Makes me feel like platinum potentially going to be a little less volatile, maybe moving forward. Maybe you have an opinion on that in the chat. Rhodium is what rhodium is, and not anything that I think too many people are all that interested in, but it's certainly worth keeping an eye on the price. I believe when rhodium surged, I don't know what it was, like 20 grand last year, I think that was certainly just, like many things, a victim of the everything bubble, and probably one of the first things that people needed, if they happen to have any money in, were liquidating for that liquidity to invest in other things. Probably the realization of that was maybe a little easier than other things. Although I know another YouTuber out there that happens to own an ounce of palladium that went right through that huge bubble and held. Sometimes diamond hands will get you. But that said, we have had quite a ride with silver. Silver has broken out. It's unchained, unshackled to the moon. I believe that's it's certainly not financial advice here, but I don't believe that we are going to be seeing a whole lot of downward action in the price of silver moving forward. There is just nothing out there to give a reason for the price to come down, unless there's an argument to be made that it's overbought. I don't see it. I don't see it. I mean, there's definitely a lot of stackers out there sitting on a trove, but they're not parting, unless they're hurting for cash. They're not parting with their stack right now. So I just don't see where it's coming from. Supply difficult. We'll do some reports in the future about the large reduction in supply coming on from new mining, the difficulty to recover through recycling, and silver is just silver is going places. It's just going to continue to move forward. I personally see us at $40 silver by the end of the year. Although I expected us to be far above and beyond that far long ago. So if I'm wrong about that, again, certainly not financial advice, but it's money, and it's needed for so much more than being even used as money. So it will continue to surge. It will continue to be a store of value. It will continue to shock the market, and people's jaws will continue to drop as they continue to see what silver will do moving forward. Gold, again, up another 0.5%, $13.40. Gold and silver are both at this point in time trying to find a floor, and there is nothing more bullish in a commodities market than a commodity that doesn't have a floor. It's floating up underneath itself with some helium. It's just going to rocket fuel, light that helium. It's going to go boom, and that's what we're in right now. I don't see any other way to look at it. So That's where we're headed with that. And here's the thing. Here's the thing to keep in mind. And I have a price chart pulled up over here. The all-time price of silver when it hit almost $50 back in 2011. Remember, they talk about how the financial crisis was 2007, 2008. But gold and silver didn't hit their peaks until almost mid 2011. So this is 1 year, folks. Just before 2011, mid 2011. That's 1 year. That's $30 in 1 year. So to think that going from we started the year at 28.50 and to see silver go to $40 by the end of this year is not unprecedented. It's not unheard of. It is certainly possible. And this time, I don't believe once we get up into that $50 range, we will be dropping back down to the 15s. I don't see how that's possible with the trillions of dollars of funny money that has been printed into existence through the central banks of this world, how that can possibly ameliorate what's coming. It can't. There's not a possibility of it happening. So that being said, this being the inaugural daily metals market report, I will be wrapping up. I appreciate you checking in. Again, this is a test run. I've never done this before. This is the first time I've ever done anything like this, and I want to get a video out there. Video number one to give people a chance to see what I'm all about, see how I'm thinking about the situation. I know there isn't much here for a first video, but this is a test run, a sound check, if you will. Moving forward, these will be live streams at 4 p.m. sharp Central. This is Christopher Bruno signing off. I appreciate you checking in. If, again, you did like anything that you heard today, please like and subscribe, and think about checking back in for future live streams at 4 p.m. Central moving forward.